going to discuss about female reproductive system. The female reproductive system is far more complex than the male because in addition to gamete formation and nurture the developing fetus, the female reproductive system consists of pair of ovaries, pair of oviduct. Oviduct are otherwise called as fallopian duct or uterine duct. Then uterus, vagina, accessory glands and external genitalia. First one is the ovaries. Ovaries is a primary female sex organ. They produce female gametes. The ovaries are located one on each side of the lower abdomen. The ovary is an elliptical structure. The ovary is 2 to 4 centimeters long in size. Each ovary is covered by a thin cuboidal epithelium cell called germinal epithelium. The germinal epithelium encloses the ovarian stroma. The stroma is differentiated as outer cortex and inner medulla. The germinal epithelium is a connective tissue called tunica albuginea. The medulla is a loose connective tissue with abundant blood vessel, lymphatic vessels and nerve fibers. The ovary remains attached to the pelvic wall and the uterus by ovarian ligament called mesovarium. Next one is the female accessory organ. Female accessory organ consists of fallopian tube, uterus, vagina and external genitalia. First one is the fallopian. Let us see the diagrammatic view of the female reproductive system. This part is the fallopian tube. The proximal part of the fallopian tube bears a funnel-shaped structure called infundibulum. The edge of this is the diagrammatic view of the female reproductive system. Here you can able to see this picture. This long tube is called the fallopian tube. The proximal part of the fallopian tube bears a funnel-shaped structure that is called the infundibulum. The edge of the infundibulum have many finger-like projection that is called as the fimbriae. The infundibulum leads to a wider portion called the ambula. The edge of the fallopian tube is called the isthmus. Then this structure is the structure of uterus. The major portion of the uterus is called as the body. The uterus is called the fundus. It has 3 layers. The innermost layer is the endometrium, middle myometrium and the outer perimetrium. Tube extend the periphery of ovary to the uterus. The proximal part of the fallopian tube bears a funnel-shaped structure called infundibulum. The edges of the infundibulum have many finger-like projection called fimbriae, which help in connection of the ovum after ovulation. The infundibulum leads to a wider portion called ambula. The last part of the oviduct is called isthmus. Isthmus is the thick-walled connective connecting the ambula and infundibulum to the uterus. Next one is the structure of uterus. Uterus or womb is an hollow, thick-walled, muscular, highly vascular and inverted beer-shaped structure. The uterus lying in the pelvic cavity between urinary bladder and rectum. The major portion of the uterus is called the body. The rounded region is called fundus. The wall of the uterus has 3 layers of tissues. The outermost layer is called perimetrium. The middle layer is called myometrium, and the inner glandular layer called endometrium. The endometrium undergoes cyclic changes during the menstrual cycle. The myometrium exhibits strong contraction during parturition. The uterus opens into the vagina through a narrow cervix. The cavity of the cervix is called cervical canal. Next one is the vagina. Vagina is a large fibromuscular tube that extends from the cervix to the exterior. It is the female organ of copulation. The cervical canal along with the vagina forms the birth canal. Next one is the external genitalia. The female reproductive structure that lie external to the vagina are called the external genitalia. It consists of 4 parts. One is the labia majora, labia minora, hymen, and clitoris. The external opening of the vagina is partially closed by a thin ring of tissues called the hymen. Last one is the accessory glands. There are 2 types of accessory glands are present in the female reproductive system. One is Bartholin's glands and another one is Skene's glands. The Bartholin's glands secrete mucus to lubricate the vagina and are homologous to the pulpourethral glands of the male reproductive system. Then second one is the Skene's glands. It secretes a lubricating fluid and are homologous to the prostate glands of the female. These points are the female reproductive system. Thank you.